you might laugh, but I have like my protein vegetable shake over here, and I didn't have this perfectly closed. And I started swirling it, and I was about to shake it. Oh, and I said, let me just check really quick. And it wasn't closed. Oh, that would have been a disaster. But the set would have looked really funny, and I would have still recorded with stuff dripping over here, green as I am. Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you're doing well. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're not feeling shaken. Maybe a little stirred, but nothing more. Today, we're listening to Rush. I love the quick back-to-back Rush. That is not a problem in my book. We're listening to this track, The Big Money. This is coming off of the album Power Windows, which was released in 1985. We're listening to this because it was suggested and sponsored by Caden. Caden, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you so much for the request as well and the support. I really appreciate that. And this particular track had also been suggested by a few others, I see, if I look through the comments super quick here. Eagles Rule, Vel Sharon, Hugo Bob Z, Zlurb, Nick Avenoso, Mandy Bob Andy. That's actually very catchy to say. Mandy Bob Andy. Richard W., Rob McLeodable, How Effing Cool, Jay Bird mentioned this one as well, and Q Miller. 6 years ago. 6 years. Listen, let's go ahead and pull up the track. Give it a listen. Talk about it after. It's the first track on the album, actually, opening it up. Here we go. Oh, what an opening. Big synth and guitar. Percussion there. Big song. Very big. Okay, okay. Straight chorus. I love this whole segment that they lock into. Nice breakdown. I like what Neil's doing. So I'm really curious. When fans first bought this album and listened to the first track, you had to have been just slapped up the side of your head in the most satisfying and pleasant way. The track, I mean, the album name is Power Windows, and I mean, it's filled with power. From the first few seconds, it just bowls you over. And this is such a, I think it's another 5 out of 5 track from the band. Everything in here is just so perfectly executed, well into that 80s sound, extremely well produced. I'm curious about who produced the album. I want to look into that really quick. There's a density to it. And I know I say this, you know, a lot of times when we listen to Rush, it's only 3 guys in here. And their sound is just ginormous, just big. The use of the synths, the very 80s sound when it comes to the production, especially on the drums, is fantastic. Neil's choice of percussion, when to bring that in, especially during those more atmospheric and open sections in the instrumental, is brilliant. Geddy's playing is melodic, fluid, and furious in every sense of the word. And then Alex is always appropriate in him bringing sensitivity, a touch of subtlety, but then just bringing straight riff and chords when the music calls for it. And I think that this is a song that looks at the 80s and takes all the best bits from it, the production, the synths, the sound of the drums. And I think that they make a great deal of that. The beginning is just awesome. I love this instrumental section that comes back to continuously. That slap of the snare, you know what I mean? Those synths rising up. That's actually a very Genesis kind of beginning. That kind of ba 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 da 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 ba ba ba. Doesn't that kind of hit the same? I kind of want to listen to that song now. But doesn't that kind of like hit a similar sound and a similar kind of direction now that I'm thinking about it? That's actually really cool. I just thought about that. Love that. The skittering synth back and forth. That's very 80s, yes, kind of, 90125 with that kind of thing. I'm just really curious about the production. I want to see who's produced this album specifically. I just got to open this up really quick, find it, go to the personnel. Production, Peter Collins. Okay, let's take a look at Peter Collins here. English record producer. Okay, obviously worked with Rush, worked with a lot of people. Queensryche. Who didn't he work with? Alice Cooper. Joss Joplin. Worked with a lot of different people. But his production on Power Windows, at least with this track, is out of this world. I saw Voice of the Beehive. I thought it was Secrets. I'm like, that's not Sylvian. Yeah, a very storied career here. Who's Ultra Spank? Anyways, the production is really nice in that it really does pop and it has big explosive moments, but they're still keeping that subtlety underneath everything. And this track does it in a big way. Let me go back into this section around 3 minutes. This is so good. if you're just to take those few seconds, obviously take that whole snippet, beyond what I just played. But if you take that whole like segment, I think that is the epitome of progressive rock playing in the 80s and using the tools available, making it sound so well produced and filled. But still, you can tell there's a lot of space, especially with the way that Neil's playing in there. He's playing those drums in that space. And I really like how there's a density, but also a looseness to all this. And there's just they're just masters of their craft. I mean, it's Rush, man. It's Rush. I like how Neil and Geddy just get down here. I know that Geddy's always obviously looked at as the lead singer because he is, but I think there's something to be said about his bass playing. I think he's an extremely impressive bass player. Perhaps underrated. Perhaps. I don't know, but perhaps. Big money goes around the world, big money underground. Big money got a mighty voice, big money make no sound. Well, he's not big money because he make no sound. Big money pull a million strings, big money hold the prize. Big money weave a mighty web, big money draw the flies. All the flies come to the stink of money. Sometimes pushing people around, sometimes pulling out the rug right from underneath them. Sometimes pushing all the buttons, sometimes pulling out the plug. I like that. Sometimes it's pushing all the buttons. It's in control of, active and activating something, but also pulling out the plug could be also leading to death. It's the power and the glory. Hail. Hail. It's a war in paradise. It's a Cinderella story on a tumble of the dice. Big money goes around the world. Big money takes a cruise. Big money leave a mighty wake. Big money leave a bruise. I like this. Take a cruise and leave a mighty wake, of which all those in its path, in the aftermath, are washed around, crashing back and forth. Big money make a million dreams. Big money spin big deals. Big money make a mighty head. Big money spin big wheels. Sometimes building ivory towers, sometimes knocking castles down, sometimes building you a stairway, lock you underground. It's that old-time religion. It's the kingdom they would rule. It's the fool on television getting paid to play the fool. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. Big money goes around the world. Big money give and take. Big money done a power of good. Big money make mistakes. I like how he said, there has been times when big money has done a good, of course. Big money got a heavy hand. Big money take control. Big money got a mean streak. Big money got no soul. It's just a caution to the wind. Looking at some of the information on here from the Wikipedia, it peaked at number 45 on the Billboard Hot 100 and 4 on the mainstream rock chart. Let's see. The lyrics written by Puritt reflect on the power of big money and the sheer magnitude of trade in the modern global economy, particularly during the 80s. When asked about the idea that the song's lyrics were inspired by John Dos Passos' book of the same name, Puritt replied, "I am a big fan of his stylistic ability, his poetic approach to prose, but the ideas presented in the songs are quite different from those which he exemplified." Puritt also stated that the only connection is in the titles. And it goes on from there. Let me know what you guys thought of the track in the comments down below. Do you think that this is like, kind of that hallmark of 80s progressive sound and Rush just executes it brilliantly? Or maybe you feel a little bit otherwise. I would love to know that down there. Kaden, thank you so much for the recommendation and for the support. I truly appreciate that once again. And I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Come back tomorrow, and I will see you then. Bye.